for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. And for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun, a 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold, Bay Road, on the go, ice wall, ice wall, ice wall. Here for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Here for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I miss my baby, so I hit them on the FaceTime. I need it all for them, so no, I cannot waste time. Facing these oceans, feel the water on my waistline. We trust the process and my only know it take time. You can get it, got no worries, I'm gon' make mine. Going global, I'ma get it out the state lines. Paying taxes at a more than what you make now. Different bracket, eating off a different plate now. For my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. And for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in.
Boy, I know real hesitation creeping in, but you look so good and I know what you're offering. Phone's lighting up, but I'm just gonna let it rain. Yeah, my phone's lighting up, but I'm just gonna let it ring. Is it the liquor in my system? My desires are so real. Got me caught up in this rhythm. Draw me in and make me feel. Draw me in and make me feel. Draw me in and make me feel. But you look so good and I know what you're offering. Phone's lighting up, but I'm just gonna let it rain. Yeah, my phone's lighting up, but I'm just gonna let it rain. Is it the liquor in my system? My desires are so real. Got me caught up in this rhythm. Draw me in and make me feel. Make me feel.
Good morning all. Yes, sir. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is good. Let me just adjust my monitors here. We have a few issues with the monitors. Give me a second. All right, we should be back. We should be back. Make sure this other monitor is working. Good, good. I have a new monitor, so all my settings got messed up. But now we're back. Everything is working well. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's have a look here first at the calendar as usual. See what we got going on in the calendar. Today is going to be Monday here, so pretty chill day. We have a Canadian bank holiday, otherwise nothing really in terms of the news. And yeah, let's see the monitor. Monitor is in another room. It's just the 49-inch monitor, that big one, but I've connected it to this PC. I don't use it for trading, just use it to play on racing games and stuff. So pretty chill with news here. Pretty chill with news. We don't really have much news here, and yeah, let's get into the analysis. Do you think the market will go up from the demand in 4-hour time frame? Depends what pair you're talking about, right? Is it a curved screen? Yeah, it's the Samsung G9. Is it? No, what is it? It is Samsung G9, right? Yeah, Samsung G9. That one. So it's cool, that one. So let's have a look at the analysis. We start off on gold here. Daily time frame here, moving down, tapping all this daily support, weekly support. We spoke about this in the weekly webinar. What exactly could happen from here? I did expect it to happen in Asian. Now, as we reject from this zone here, 4 hours ended up closing bullish, not breaking structure. So we respected this support here. We're closing bullish back in the range. We are still below this previous 4-hour support. Then, if we move down to the 1-hour time frame, we can see we're a bit choppy here. So we do have a mixed bias today. We could go both ways here, but we are very choppy in this range here. Lots of supports, lots of resistances. More resistances up here. When you go on 30, there's some here. 15, there's a little bit up higher here. It's very difficult range here. So below the daily support could open the door to a bit of sells here. But this is not going to be the easiest range until we get out of it. Meaning, if we're going to just chop in here, this might be extremely difficult to choose a direction as well. One thing I was considering is to just long inside this range here and then hope for the best. But we haven't really had any liquidity grabs just yet. And gold likes to liquidity grab pre-session, something like this, before continuing up. So I could expect a liquidity grab. If not, then maybe this is going to be the liquidity grab up before we reverse. I would like to see how price action forms before I just jump into something and predict one direction. I don't want to be on the side of the market where I get the direction wrong. I do like a bounce from this zone. Bouncing does make sense. I feel like, you know, we've already broken 4-hour high. The issue is we have a lot of stuff up here, you know, that we could reject. And honestly, we could play in this range. So even if I'm entering here, I'm literally entering mid-range. If I'm entering in mid-range, I could get a lot of choppy price action. That could stop me out. So I kind of like entering maybe from down here to go up. Or if we're going to continue down, maybe it retests here and then continues down. So I rather play in better areas inside of the range. Unless we form something good that I can just take, you know, immediately. Yeah, so let's see what we do up here at the top of this small range here. If we start to break structure, or do we fail again? This is going to be interesting. Now, if we're looking at DAX here, DAX kind of moving down as well. Daily time frame from the open move down. We can see we haven't closed anything below the daily support, but now we're sitting around that zone. We are coming very close towards this 4-hour support here, and potentially now we can start to breach that 4-hour support, or reach it, sorry, before maybe coming up and filling the gap. So this candle here is going to be a gap candle here. I just reconfirmed that as well. So yeah, I do believe, it makes sense to come down here, retest 4-hour support, then maybe work its way back towards the gap. Which this is not showing at all, the gap. That's how it looks like this. It's about above 800s. This is not showing. This is all a gap here. I'm not sure why this is printed such normal price action. So yeah, let's see what we do from 4-hour support. We are technically bearish bias though. We're not bullish bias, but the gap can help us go a little bit of a mixed bias to see what we can do there. So let's see if we respect the range, break the range. Moving on to NASDAQ here. We're also moving down on NASDAQ here. We have strong daily candle close, first weekly candle closing bearish here. 4-hour time frame candle also closing doji bullish here. So it is technically giving us mixed bias session, but we have a lot more bearish pressure than just one 4-hour candle closing bullish. So if we look at the overall thing, we can see that, we have a little bit of bearish pressure, maybe wanting to gun down for this 28,672. If we look at 1 hour, respecting this 1 hour structure here at the moment, this is our 1 hour support. If we lose that support, opens the door to this 30, which opens the door to this 15. So I feel like getting below here can open the door to some sells here to get back to the bottom of the range. Let's see what happens in around 2 minutes, as we'll get a close around then. 5 minute is a little bit lower. I think probably with all this mess and all these wicks, I'd prefer a close below this 5 minute here. Just because there's so many wicks, it's a little bit of a mess. And 30 minute does not have a break of structure yet. So I'd love to see the 30 minute close below, good top wick. Then I don't need the close below this 5 minute support. And then we can see if it wants to continue down. If we respect this range, then we're obviously waiting. Only issue is that it creates another 30 minute that hasn't broke below the support. But still around almost 2 minutes, So we can keep an eye on this. But that's overall the analysis. Hopefully the analysis makes sense to everyone. And yeah, let's get it. Looks like Dixie is dropping, maybe buys in gold if they're trading together today. Sometimes they don't, right? That's the problem that we're seeing. Because look at this, market's dropping here and Dixie's dropping. Normally we would see stock market rise and Dixie drop. So although yes, it can be a good indication, it's really dependent on the day, because some days they just don't trade together. I believe in my experience from my trading, I like to use Dixie for higher time frame analysis. I think it's a lot more useful. Like for the coming week, for example, is Dixie going to be bullish for this week or not? That's more useful. Can you show how to draw exact zones on gold? I watch your podcast, really helpful. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I just showed now. I just draw them from the daily down to the 4 hour, etc. All right, so let's see what happens here. We're looking like we're going to get a close on 15 and 30. Depends. We might have a chance to close below the 5 as well. It's trying its best. So if we run aggressive stops above the 5, see what we're working with. About 40. So let's see. I wonder how that close on futures as well. Like to see a very strong top wick from this zone here. So good 15 close. 5 minute is below on futures as well. Yeah, so once it re-breaks its low, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to be a bit late. But that's okay. All right. Take it with stops there. We'll see what's up. We have all this range here to survive. We just took out these lows here. I don't want to see it close back inside the range. I don't want this to be a liquidity grab to close back inside the range. So we'll see. We have about 3 minutes for this candle to close. We can retest it, no problem. But I don't want this to be a liquidity grab zone. We have a lot of wicks here. But this is the first time we broke structure since the morning with a very good strong candle here. 15-minute as well. 5-minute as well below on futures. So I want to see how this closes. About 1 minute. We want to see this close outside the range would be better here. We do have this here to protect us, so it's not the biggest issue. That is not nice. We don't want to see a big candle like this. Hopefully this won't be just another fake out that will come here. We can't really predict when the fake outs. We have to give it a shot. Only thing I fear is we might want to retest deeper, then go down a bit later, and my stop loss will be a bit small here. Let's see how we close this 1 minute. I mean, we are respecting this structure here. It's something. DAX melting. Yeah, DAX is melting here as well, so Nasdaq should be coming with it as well here, even though DAX is melting. So we should see Nasdaq kind of follow through here. So I'm surprised Nasdaq is going up here. Wow, what a candle that just came there. Ooh, very strong candle, that one. Yeah, this is our last level of defense here. Hopefully we can reject just around here and survive. We need to survive just here. Bit close for comfort, I can tell you that much. But I'm very surprised DAX is pushing down this much and we're seeing this upside in Nasdaq. It's not normally the same way. Risky trade? No, not risky trade. Just the outcome that's happening so far is a little bit annoying. We're just pulling back, kind of a fake out. A lot of buyers coming from this zone here. I was hoping that the break of structure is going to give us that downside. This could be a top wick. This would be a better stop loss here, give us more room if I had a stop loss like this. Because with this here, at least it can retest into here. But then, you know, look, you're trading negative risk to reward. So I didn't really want to trade negative risk to reward. If this 5 can close bearish would be very nice. Let's see, last 1 minute. If we can get some bearish price action here in the last 1 minute, this could maybe flip, close below here, show us rejection. Would be quite nice. At that point, we would still be respecting structure. Lower high, lower high, lower high. The only thing that will be a threat right now is actually a wick. I could get wicked out and then it can go in my direction. That happens sometimes. But if I adjust my stop loss, I'll be risking above 1%. So if I start risking above 1%, it's a little bit silly. Even though I rather give my trade space, I don't want to be over risking and lose more when I can re-enter and make the 1% back. So I am confident in the idea, but the only issue is I don't want to over risk and marry the trade, because that's a bad habit. It's a bad habit to like marry the trade. Let's see what DAX is doing now. DAX also coming below the 4-hour support. So DAX at 4-hour support makes sense to reject from here. So we can understand why we're rejecting from here on DAX. See what gold is doing as well. Gold now also moving a little bit bearish. But, you know, mostly ranging here on 5. So I got stopped out on Nas, gave it a shot there. Too bad. No sellers in the market here. I think this marks the end of the win streak. Let's have a look here. I think this marks the end of the win streak. Let me check. Yes. Oh man. How many did we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades, man. We needed the 6, 7. We needed the 6, 7. That's boring, bro. That's super boring. Should have gave us 6, 7. Would have been ideal. But yeah, no sellers coming through just yet here. We might end up in a range day. So let's see what happens. We take the next one here. We'll take the next option. We got saved from the 6, 7. Bro, we need it for the meme, bro. We need it for the meme. We need it for the meme. I still trust the idea we might just have to enter a little bit later, you know? You need to have a 9 win streak. Yeah, but then we can't go from 6 to 9 without 7 and 8, you know? Hope you're good. Wanted to ask if the gold 30-minute, 15-minute closes below, we could have a retest of 4,500. Gold is just looking a little bit low volume, right? So we need to see some very good, like strong candle come through. If we can see a strong candle come through, then I can have some conviction that we're getting volume. You can see the upside tried and failed. That's what I was talking about. At the moment, we're in this range. This range right here, unless you're trading very low time frames, like the 1 minute maybe, is a no trade range. Even the 1 minute's a bit sketchy in this range here. Right? What is DAX? DAX is the German index, right? So you have like NASDAQ, which is a US companies. US 30 is also US companies. DAX is going to be 40 European companies, mostly all German. So it's German 40? Yeah, but it's called DAX. Don't ask me to say what DAX is. It's a really long name. Really, it's ridiculous. Ask a German. Please consider journaling on Microsoft OneNote. I am very good plus very easy add screenshot. I'm just as good here, man. We're gonna have better things to journal. There are better things to journal. What's your advice for someone with zero experience and wants to get started? If you have zero experience, then you should start probably just from my free course, right? This is my free course. With zero experience, you should start here. Once you learn a little bit from here and you want to fast track yourself to get profitable, then you could of course come trade with me NY, trade with me all this, and learn from the exclusive group. Those are like your two options. But I would say as a complete beginner, you know, don't go making people pay, you know. I mean, don't go paying for people. There's no point. Like beginner information, basics you can find online. A lot of people are gonna say, no, it's better you start with a course and stuff like this. A course alone won't get you profitable. Videos alone won't get you profitable. But you should start with the content. Do you use indicators for confluence? No, I don't. I trade off a price action model using session analysis. Man, I really wanted a bigger win streak, bro. That's really annoying me. Delirious banger? Yes, banger. Thanks, I appreciate it. I'll definitely watch it. Yeah, bro, it's an amazing place to start. It's actually a lot of good stuff. You guys should watch yesterday's video as well. That's a very good video yesterday, guys. People keep asking me when did it click, right? When did trading click, all of that stuff. This is when it clicked. So you should watch this video because this is a bit about my story, right? This is people see my strategy, they see how I trade, they see all of that, but you guys don't know my story. So you should hear about it because maybe you guys can find stuff that's relatable. So I wonder, we can go reanalyze Nasdaq here, this being a low. This is simply just a liquidity grab, look. So we liquidity grab these lows, but as far as I'm concerned here, what I was relying on is this not testing anything. Let's see daily. Maybe I'm wrong on daily. No, I'm not. Yeah, honestly, just a liquidity grab. We even had the 1 hour's tipping bearish. You know, sometimes these double rejection wicks are not the best sign of sells, but then we get the rejection wick from upside, right? But now we get this liquidity grab. It's looking more counter bias. But I don't want to be the biggest counter bias. Just that the 5 did not close below? Yeah, that's very true, but we had it close below on futures. Like the backtesting you've done, pre-London reversal after continuation? No, it's the opposite. It's London reversal, and that's on gold. Nasdaq actually likes to push, but you know, we're getting better moves at the open. If you look at the timing here, 11 o'clock, 11:25, 10:46 was a break even. So if you actually look, this 10:26 here was a small win. 10:20 loss, 10:35 loss. See, so this 10:30 is not really the best time. I think after the open, it's a bit stronger. So that's maybe one thing I can take into consideration. But what I was thinking in this idea is that we're just going to look to maybe continue down as a whole today. So even if I had to hold a bit of drawdown, that especially when I'm supported, I have a 4-hour support here to protect my entry. I have all of this 1 hour structure down there. I have this 30-minute structure there. I have these double 15-minute structure. We obviously had 5-minute structure, double 5-minute structure. But you know, this is an amazing lesson that people will skip. They will look at the negative and be like, oh, so shitty. Yeah, people forget that I won 6 times before that happening. But one thing people will forget is that, remember I talked about marrying the trade? If I just trusted my idea too much and kept dragging stop loss, look what would have happened, right? So sometimes it's really good not to marry your trade. It was good position. DAX was more weak. Yeah, the only thing why I didn't take DAX is we're at 4-hour support. So DAX has chance to reject, which it did. Otherwise, maybe I sell DAX here. I mean, I could sell DAX to get to 4-hour support. Stop loss above here. It would have at least given me a break even. On my broker, it didn't close below support. Yeah, I trusted futures. Had a tiny close below on futures, but maybe with the gap I drew it wrong. It was just a liquidity grab. It wasn't that it closed below or not. It was just a liquidity grab. Which prop firms support DAX? Anything apart from futures prop firms, because DAX is not part of futures. I find CFD much more reliable than futures. Oof. That's a big debate. That's a big debate. I really feel there is... Yeah, that's a massive debate. I think they have their advantages, but if we're being honest, futures is going to be the most reliable in terms of data, because you're getting data from one provider, which is the CME. CFDs, like, look at the difference in CFDs, right? We have one DAX chart that has a massive gap here. We have another DAX chart that shows normal price action, right? We even have 5-minute structures in there. On futures, you won't have that. So that's where the advantage of futures are. Close is relative. They're all gonna have the, it's like the same. If you were to look like 1,000 iterations, they would all be the same. Let's see if we can find another entry here for DAX to continue down, because we did have a close below, but we could also go to fill the gap. So I'm keeping an eye on DAX. Gold, we're just waiting to break out the range. Then I'll look for an entry once we break the range. And then NASDAQ, we're going to let it settle and see what it wants to do. Is it ideal to trade on a Monday? Yeah, I have no issues trading on Mondays. Yeah, but according to our strat, Forex seems much more forgiving. Technically no. Technically no. In this type of market, indices are performing very well, man. I have an 80+% win rate during NY. In the last 2 weeks in NY, I took 1 loss. and traded almost every single day, like taking a trade almost. I think that out of that, there was like maybe 2 or 3 days that I didn't take a trade. The rest were break-evens, not losses, and then wins. And then plus in London, the last couple of weeks, I've had 6 wins in a row. So it's bound to, like, you know, if I look at an overall picture, it's insanely good. Only problem is you guys watching London stream, you see half of the image, right? Harry, you say that a level becomes irrelevant after it crosses through twice, but sometimes we mark up those levels. That's not just the level, that might be the range analysis, right? So I want to know where the bottom of the range that we broke out of, or maybe the top of the range. I might see a lot of reaction there still, so I want to keep it. Like if a level got crossed through twice, but today every time we tap that level we reject, is it really irrelevant? You know, so you have to adapt to see what the market is doing. We might mark a level, but price is going through it 5-6 times, no problem. Then it's not relevant. Wow, look at silver 4 hour. Crazy price action. Silver would have been nice if you got a close above this. Should we take an entry in gold if it closes bullish? Problem on gold is we have a lot of BS above, so you'd be relying only on volume, right? So we have a lot of BS above. It is London Open, which is nice to be at London Open. It can help a lot being at London Open, but there's a lot of BS above, you know? So if it was to just close bullish above here, there's so much things, like you would have to probably run stops below the whole range and rely that today goes up. At that point, I prefer you just trade based off a 4 hour break of high, but stop below 4 hour. You know? That would be better. Just to try replicate what happened here, which won't necessarily always happen. We didn't have this many rejections back here. It was pretty smooth. Maybe a DAX trade we might get today. We'll have to see though. Open is at about 26 seconds. There's not going to be an open trade. I can see that. Well, let me see the 1 hour. I mean, technically that's a very nice candle on the 1 hour. The thing with DAX today is we have a gap here. So this is the gap from here to here. That's the gap. There's the open candle. Previous candle, no top wick. NQ as well, moving similar to DAX. No bottom wicks here just yet. NQ is more bearish than DAX. I wonder if this is going to be a second fake out though. I wonder if this is going to be a second payout. It's a fake out. We manipulate the low and then manipulate this high and then do it. I wouldn't be surprised, man. Trust me. Even though the 1 hour closed very strong, I really wouldn't be surprised. So what I want to do to buy NASDAQ, I want to see, I want to see price pull back, create a support, then I'm going to buy Nasdaq from down here. And if we fail here, I'll be able to get break even or even TP depending how far we pull back. I don't want to buy back into this daily support here. It's like a retest zone, you know, especially without 5-minute structure. Gold still in the range. DAX we're going to keep an eye on right now. Let's see how DAX forms, because this is the time for DAX now. This is when it moves. Anyone watched the 24-hour this weekend? It was very good. Max's luck. It's a shame. So this, now we're going to that gap territory here, huh? Look. So we might go and fill this whole gap here in one move without any structure. Look at this. No bottom wick on CFDs. Let's check on broker, how we're looking on broker. Yeah, no bottom wick on broker as well. Check another one. Yeah, we have one on this broker, but gap. Gold 4-hour, we have 8-9 candles moving down and one 4-hour candle moving up. Is that bullish candle enough to make bias mixed? Yeah, because it's a good bullish candle. Any top step promo codes? Yeah, you can use promo code TS exclusive for 100% off. Harry, how soon do you change bias from long to short and vice versa? It's normally per session. So every session I come to, I have a set bias, you know, and that's based from technical wise, right? From technical wise, it's based from previous daily, previous 4-hour, and then I do the rest. TS exclusive? It's a joke, it's a joke. How will I have 100% discount code? I don't even make money from Top Step affiliates. I'm not affiliated with Top Step, so no discount codes. But I heard that Lucid has a discount going on. I saw that on the social medias. Why does the sarcasm never land? Because I say it's so perfect. Trade of 8 last day tomorrow for 90% off. Trade of 8 have a prop firm. I didn't know that. Hi bro, how are you? I am from Indian. Very good. Buy it through Apex? Ah, okay, yeah. Apex is the prop firm, Trade of 8 is the platform. Harry, what do you reckon for Max's car drive shaft failure? I mean, a lot of people are going to speculate. One speculation is obviously Max's aggressive driving style of hitting curbs very hard. You know, but if you think logically, the car is more front-weighted biased, meaning there's more weight over the front because it's a Mercedes, so the engine's at the front. So if he attacks these curbs, it's going to hit the front suspension as well. So I would expect a suspension failure before a drive shaft failure. So yeah. How much do you make from YouTube by having 100k subs? Like $100 a month. Sometimes if a video goes viral, I'll make maybe $200 a month, something like that. I make per stream around $3 per stream or something. That's it. If I turn monetization on, that's all I make. You're not in the DAX trade now because you're basically bearish bias? No, I just don't have anywhere to put stop loss because it's just straight green. If I entered up here, then I'd have to put 150 point stop loss, and then now I'm only 60 points in profit. I'm not even being paid 1-to-1. Unless I gamble the stop loss and just put it randomly here, but I don't really want to gamble today. I feel like I just will lose me money, you know? That's the problem. Like, you want to have something with structure. Like, if we look at the 30-minute candle here, stop loss has to go below the 30-minute. You know, and like you said, we are also bearish. So if it wants to come down and fail, you're going to be stopped out. So if it just gave a little bit of a pause, would be nice. So we'll see if it can create some structure. So yeah, like, look, a YouTube video I'll make around $8 plus their commission, right? They'll take commission of about 40%. So we're looking at, like, you know, $5 here, right? And then if we go to like my live streams, per live stream I'll make, let's see, the last live stream we did, I'll make around $2 per live stream as well. So it really doesn't make you know, it doesn't make a difference here. Especially for the amount I have to pay for editors and thumbnail designers and stuff like that. They take 40%. At the end, it comes to around 35 by the time you withdraw it. Which broker you use the most? I mostly use Vantage and IC Markets. With Vantage, I actually have 150% deposit bonus. So if you're someone with a smaller account, you can deposit, and then they'll give you 150% that you could potentially lose and not have an issue. I think you should start streaming on Kick. Yeah, but where's the audience gonna come from? So if it turns down, the stop will be the top of the current candles. But what are you looking for? Are you looking for a sell entry at that point, or are you still sticking to your buy entry? Nasdaq rejected daily support, so we might close on that. Sell, you said bearish bias. Well, because it's bearish bias, we still have this rejection from 4 hour, right? So bias is not that simple. Otherwise, we just take a bot that always trades the same direction, right? So yeah, we're bearish bias, but now we tap a 4 hour and we don't get below it. So that might be the end of the bearish pressure. So we had the bearish bias. Yeah, this is DAX. I'm on DAX. I'm on DAX. Right, so it's all in context. There's a bigger part. That's the part of being a trader is, oh, okay. So we tapped a 4 hour support right now. Am I going to continue down? We failed to close below the daily. We have this gap above here. Price loves to fill market open gaps. Market open gaps look something like this, right? Loves to come into these zones. So not necessarily that it will turn around like this and be correct. So you'll need confirmation to take an entry. You can't just press sell right now. You'll need a confirmation. 15 closing bearish, 5 change of structure, something like that. One or the other, you know. NQ going for sells? Yes, I'm waiting. 15-minute candle will close in around 4 minutes. So I want to see how this 15 candle closes. Again, it's being very manipulative, right? We take out the lows, we take out the highs, punishing everyone. But which direction is it going to go? Is it going to make a higher low to continue up right now? Or is this going to be the fake out to go down? today's treacherous. Why? Because we're having double liquidity grab, no direction. Right? We see price tried to continue direction bullish, failure. Tried to continue direction bearish, failure. So now the question is, now it's London Open. Are the London Open participants going to choose a direction right now? And if they choose a direction, how are we supposed to figure out which one is which? So that's the question I'm going to ask you and the quiz for today. In this type of scenario, right? In this type of scenario, how are we supposed to figure out what the direction is going to be? So I want everyone to give it a go in the exclusive group. Write your answers. We're going to read out the answers. Everyone in the exclusive group, give it a go. How in a day like today now, where we faked out from the lows, faked out from the highs, how are we supposed to choose a direction now? Higher time frame bias, well, we've disrespected both. And bias is technically, we have slightly mixed bias. So you have a 4-hour candle closing bullish, bottom wick flipping. So how are you supposed to choose bias? Right? So let's see the answers. We have the answers. Don't trade it. You have stay out. You have waiting for decision. You have higher time frame analysis, lower time frame structure, then look for liquidity. But liquidity was taken from 2. You're close, but not exactly. Looking forward to see what the answer is. Avoid breakouts, waiting for pullback entries. But what if this is a reversal now, just like this, right? Wait for a clear breakout. We had 2 clear breakouts. This closed above the range, this closed below the range. We still failed. Right? Could just range, totally. Next session, maybe. Flip a coin, yeah, that's always not a bad idea. I would trade off the daily resistance, use smaller lot, wider SL, or just don't trade. Okay. Higher time frame breakout, yep, that could be an option, but not the answer I'm looking for, but it's not a wrong answer. Best LTA direction, it's a good attempt. Not the answer I'm looking for. Maybe just range. It's not a day session to trade. Possibly. Once we get 100 likes on stream, I'll give you guys the answer. I'll give you guys the answer, 100 likes on stream. Ask chat. I've been asking chat. Lower time frame structure. Ooh, not a bad answer. It's close, that one. That one's very close. Now we have 6-7 likes on stream. 100 likes on stream, I'll give the answer. All right, 15-minute candle is closing bearish. The question is this enough to sell? All right, I have to forfeit. I have to give the answer now because we have some price action happening. So the question is, when this could fake out now and go towards the downside, or this could be the candle that picks direction. How can this pick direction? Well, we could close bearish right now. This next candle could close bullish and we start continuing up, and this becomes a higher low and you become the seller who sold the lows. Yes, we had the confirmation now of the 15-minute candle closing back inside of the range, which gives us a good approach to go down. But it doesn't necessarily mean that that's it, we're going to collapse. So the real answer on a day like today is you need to wait for changes of structure. So let's take a look at the bottom. When we're at the bottom of the range, although it was difficult and we didn't get the close, we started to break structural points, right? This was super important. We started to break structural points. You see how this 1 minute big structure was broken? Then the retest came, then the big move. Right now, we're not really breaking too much structural points. Where is our structural point? Right here. So as long as we respect this area here, right? And hopefully we can create a 5-minute candle that closes bullish, creates a lower high showing us sellers come in, that will be your confirmation. if you don't get that on a day like today, it's better to avoid it, because then you're trading 50-50. Like the guy said in chat, then it's a coin flip. You can take the coin flip, sell the low, and hope for the best. But then you're risking on that. You see how we react from that box right now? So now it's a matter of, okay, do we break this structure? So now you sold the low and you're praying, please, can we break structure? Right now we're not, we're respecting it. So now you take that coin flip, right? If sellers are going to come in the market right now, you're going to be right. But we don't want to just rely on others. We want to rely on what we see when we trade. That's why we're traders. We're not traders to beg and plead that the market do what we want. We're traders to have a probability of our trade playing out more often than not. And in order to have that probability, we need to have conditions that need to be met, because the conditions bring us that percentage chance of winning. So if we take this scenario here, this 5-minute candle can flip, close bullish, and we start to head bullish and make a higher low, and this breaks out. But if that fails, I get involved in the sell. That's where I'm starting to take sells now, because now we're getting involved in something different. We have the confirmation that the buyers, which are entering now the market, have failed, and now we're ready to take sells. If not, this is going to reject, the buyers are going to continue, price will choose the direction, and then we could consider starting to become buyers above here, above the daily support, right? And we can look to become a buyer back up into these highs here. Right? And you see, that's why I had to give the answer quickly, because it was happening. You see how the reaction from here. So if you took a trade sell off low and you don't think about that stuff, that, hey, we need changes of structure to prove to me this is not a double liquidity grab, then now you're praying now and you're like, oh, I really hope that price grabs some sellers and brings us down into the market. Right? Whereas with this trade here, if today was going to be a breakout day, which obviously it wasn't, today we've manipulated twice. We can't predict that from the beginning of the day. Those are days you're going to lose when you take the breakout. It's just how it works. The difference with this one is we have breaks of structure. We have 15-minute close. We have 30-minute candle close below. We have good top wicks. We have 5-minute breaks of structure down. All the way till this point down here, price had been moving down. So in this conviction here, you are sold that the sells make sense. But flip the scenario now. Now we've been moving up, breaking all these structures here without showing us that we are changing direction. So you are risking that this is just going to be a retest, and we're going to get those buyers to continue based off what? Don't forget your higher time frame here. Based off what? Based off that 1 hour strong bullish candle close. Because is sells really valid until we break structure, right? Look at that 1 hour close. So you'd be fighting that. So you need, imagine you're playing a battle. You need to have a strong army to be able to fight against this one strong 1 hour candle. It's going against you. So where's your army coming from? 150-minute candle enough might not be enough to be your army to take this battle. You could try, but it's going to need a bit of luck, right? Gold still ranging. DAX 15-minute close below, but 5-minute is creating some interesting structure here. Let's see if we have bottom wicks on brokers. Yes, we do. So we close this 5-minute above here. Pretty interesting candle close. 1 minute lacking structure. So if this 1 minute can make structure and we break the high, I'm maybe a little bit interested here to give it a bit of a shot here towards the upside. Breaking the high. Try fill the rest of this gap. Something like this. So once we break the high, a little bit above the high. Oops, wrong drawing. DAX could be the option here. Send it towards the upside. You'd go aggressive stop loss here. 38 point stop loss, 38 point target. But you see, this is the importance of waiting for as well lower time frame structure. So now if DAX closes, look, if DAX closes change of structure, you know what the answer is. If not, we reject from here, we can have actually quite a nice buy. So let's see what happened to NQ. Starting to continue down on NQ now. So let's see the 1 minute. Did we manage to close below? Yes, we finally managed to close below. So now the sellers are winning so far. The sellers are winning at the moment. How much can they continue? We don't know. So you need to measure if this trade is going to be worth it, right? Because risk to reward matters. If you're taking a short from here and you're putting the most aggressive stop loss possible, which is above the 5 minute structure, because you need to be above structure, you're looking at 47 points, which is somewhere around here. Let's say 45 just to make it even. Down here is already 77, so you definitely have room. Your 1-to-1 is around down here. So you need to make sure it doesn't retrace until it hits your 1-to-1. Without changes of structure, that might not be the case, right? Because right now the 15 is testing where? Into this previous structure. 5 minute testing where? 30 minute testing where? Previous structure. So I'm keeping an eye on DAX here for a potential long once we break the highs. Again, we only have 2 minutes. So if this closes doji in 2 minutes, it's good. I'll still keep it. If it closes strong bearish, then I'll delete it because now it's not the same entry. So let's see, 1 minute for this candle to close. It has to close weak here. So at this point here, I'm waiting for the 1 minute candle to close because we're only 1 minute from this candle. I don't want to be surprised entry. If it closes weak, we're going to have a setup known as the thunderstorm. That's the thunderstorm entry. If it closes strong like this, then we're just ranging at the moment. We wait until we get another close above, because now it invalidated this close. But look, we're trying to close weak. That's why you have to wait for closes, because honestly, anything can happen. I have a previous monthly support marked. I'm not too worried about monthlies on a lower time frame, but you're not wrong, but we crossed through it twice. So we have a bottom wick here. I'm happy to reinstate my entry. Basically above there, a little bit above the high. Still tickling. Harry, Vantage spread is little. 1.2. Oh, there we go. I'll answer that question in a minute, my friend. All right, nice push already here. Beautiful. We'll move stops mental break even around here, so I'm just going to allow it to tap my entry. If I don't see rejection, I'll close out at break even. I'll also have stops below here, just in case it randomly dumps. So you guys will see how I'm able to manage it. So we have no 1 minute structure, so I'm hoping this can make a quick pop to TP here. Would be nice. Just need a little bit more volume. Whoa, there we go. Out there at that tip there. Done. Close my trade. Not gonna be greedy. See how much I got there. Yeah, it was about 0.9 there, but look at that close. Now we get this rejection. I didn't want to be greedy. So there we go. Redeemed ourselves. Made back today. So happy with that. Nice little long there we waited for. So that's exactly. Now this thing can keep on going, to be honest, but as we get closer towards the top of the gap, I start to get worried of heavy rejection, because look where we're tapping, guys. This is what I want to show you. Super important. We are reached the top of the gap here. You see this zone here? So this is a big zone to reject. So I didn't want to be greedy, especially without 1 minute structure, and just ask for 1 point more. I mean, it could give me just 1 point more. I get my exact 1%, but I don't like the risk of making 1 point more compared to losing 0.9% of my profit is way higher. So I just closed just a point before my original TP there, you know? Yeah, especially after that L. I mean, yeah, it did hit it eventually, but how, you know, if I didn't take the L today, then I definitely would have held this for sure. But I wanted to be assured that I get back that, right? That I'm paid that, because now I'm basically even. So yeah, that's the power of this trade, right? We waited patiently, liquidity grab came, we had this doji candle here, gave us the thunderstorm, same entry. And then boom, we get the volume, right? So this is where an example of a pair is choosing direction. We chose direction, 15 chose direction, 5 minute gave us structure, and then we chose that direction there. Right? Let's see NASDAQ. Look what happened on NASDAQ, guys. Look at my box. Nothing closed below my box. Today is just value. And and it's, you know, I know most people have left stream after the first trade, you know, but I'm telling you, this is insane amount of value to be able to call this. This is my point. Until, anyways, I'm not going to explain it on stream. I'm going to have a chat with the guys in the exclusive. Appreciate everyone showing up to stream. Thanks for joining in. Leave a W in chat if you're on YouTube. Where did you enter? I missed it. Just here. Leave a W in stream chat if you're there as well. So yeah, YouTube is sleeping. Put 1 win, 1 loss. for the journal. There we go. Hi, Vantage spread is little. XM has huge spread 1.2 pips around that major pairs. Yeah, Vantage is not bad. DAX is slightly higher than I want it to be. It doesn't slip me though. I honestly think on DAX, IC has better on DAX. But overall, on NASDAQ, it's actually better on Vantage NASDAQ. So NASDAQ has lower spread on Vantage. Gold is the same between Vantage and IC. My spread on gold right now is 1.2 pips, which is nothing on gold, by the way. It's very good. My spread on, I don't know what I have loaded, NASDAQ here is 0.8 points, which is very good. What is it on IC on NASDAQ? Let's have a look. On IC, NASDAQ right now is 1 point, so it's better spread on this. But DAX is a little bit better on IC, but it's not gonna make me unprofitable. But if I hit like 10 break evens in a row, it will be problematic. You know? So yeah. Anyways, take care, YouTube. Much love. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good day and hopefully see you soon. Peace.